Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. It is late. I'm on the West Coast, but it's still late. And I wanted to get an update out to you on my current buy recommendation. So let's get into it. I'm going to make this short. This is the S&P 500. This is where we went short. Currently, the rainbow bearish convergence was resistance, and we broke through that slightly today. And we had a little bit more volume, but not a lot. Nothing like here. So again, my stop is up here around 6,100. I'm willing to risk 2% for a lot greater amount on the downside because of the longer term charts that I've shown on a monthly and weekly basis with all the negative divergences going back 3 or 4 years. So I'm willing to do that. And again, I'm not looking at this as a long-term hold at this point. I'm just saying the reward to risk is favorable. And so I want to be short the overall market. It doesn't mean I don't want to own anything, but I would use as a hedge being short the S&P 500. Uh, Seasonality is still suggesting another week of downward prices before we get a bounce and then we get lower lows. So again, I'm going to stay with it. I think we had a slight break on the upside today, but it was very minimal. I could be wrong, but again, I'm willing to risk because of the bigger picture, which I'm not showing tonight, but on previous, we have the biggest negative divergence I've ever seen going back bigger than 2000, bigger than 2007. And as you know, I haven't been bearish this whole ride over the last year since I've done my updates. I've just picked spots where I'm trying to time that in a way that will allow me to get bigger on the short side eventually. Hope that makes sense. Okay, we got China. So last week we had a slight break of the China stop. I said hold it. And we've had a nice up week today. Again, I don't know what the future holds. I still think there's potentially a lot of upside in the Shanghai index, and I showed you that long-term chart several times that says we should go in a big way higher. And so that's where we're at. I'm still holding at 29. We've been up 4% this week. We'll see what tomorrow brings. And this has been a profitable trade for us because of spikes like this, which we sold a lot of our position on the way up, and now we're gradually have been building a new position, and that's where we're at on FXI, the iShares China Large Cap ETF. Copper. So we've been in and out of this many times. It's been a great holding for us. We bought here. We symmetrical triangle. We sold way up here. We bought back in March and April. We got stopped out lower. We bought again a little bit higher, and prices went lower. The last couple of weeks, I said I wouldn't be. Uh, Actually, months ago, I said I wouldn't be overly bullish on this. I think we're going to test our support line of this ascending triangle, which we did. And then I said, let's get bullish on this. We've broken through, and it looks like good upside here for copper. In the big picture, this is copper going back to 2009. We got a huge symmetrical triangle, similar to silver, similar to other things, but copper hasn't quite broken out of this big pattern yet, but it's trying to set up to do that. So this is the symmetrical triangle that I highlighted on the last chart, and here we are holding that support like a boss, and I think you could see some really big upside if we were to break out of this consolidation. We would have, so we break north of 480, possibility that we get 8 in copper, which is bigger move you're going to see in crypto, the stock market, Microsoft, Nvidia, all that. I mean, these are big numbers. You better own some commodities. Going to skip over this chart. It looks like we got a couple more days up. Platinum. This is still, and this is another long position that I have that I was not pushing along with copper, saying, we could go down to our support level. So don't, the last several weeks, don't, be buying aggressively. And then reiterated the buy here at 82.5. And I think there's a lot more upside. But again, I'm not that bullish on this until we get through all this resistance with our moving averages. So I'm long, I'm kind of holding, and I'm waiting to see what happens. Exelon, a utility company, really contrarian call because everybody thinks interest rates are going up. They're going up, and they might be going up eventually, but I think they're overdone on the downside. On the upside, and bond prices are done on the downside, meaning bonds should rally and rates might loosen up here for a little bit. So Exelon, big pattern here, big descending triangle, 2.5 years in the making, and a nice retest here with a bullish hammer, and that's where our stop is now. So every time I see it down, I buy a little bit. Every time I see it up, I sell a little bit. I just try to lower my cost basis. But I got a big position. I think the upside here is significant, and it's something that I want to own. Microsoft. So this is a bellwether. This is going to tell us where the market's going. Uh, Here you had a nice, it's not a big pattern. This isn't a 3-year pattern. It's a 5-month pattern. So this is not anything that is to write home about. It's just, I identify the pattern. I think we had some upside here. We've gotten a test. We've gotten a retest. We almost broke our support yesterday, and we were able to hold it. And now we're running right into the uh, bearish rainbow convergence here at about 425, 430. So we'll see what happens. Again, if this breaks support and we get a stop, we get stopped out, it would tell me the market's going to go down. So this is something to really monitor. I still got my buy on it. I still got my stop. Not at 425. My stop is down at let's call it 412 or 410. That's where my stop is. Silver, this is my new buy recommendation today. Um, Again, this looks like China, even though China's way down here within this big consolidation. It looks like copper, although we're up here with copper. But silver has broken out of this big consolidation of, I don't know, 15 years. A, B, C, D, E broke out, kind of come back and retest. We had a kind of took off again, and now it's retraced a little bit. So I think it's given me a good time to add this recommendation. Silver is very hard to trade. It's very volatile, kind of like natural gas. It's all over the place. It'll be up 5% one day, down 3% the other. So um, it's not for the faint of heart, but I think the upside here is really, really big. Based on this pattern, we got a $77 price projection, and we're at 32, let's call it. So we got potentially 130% on the upside. Thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing for Technical Analysis. Please like and subscribe. I think this stuff has been good. I think you have to have some commodities in your portfolio. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and have a great evening. Good trading to you tomorrow.